Move around.
Just move around. That's a good idea.
Get a place in... I can't even say it. Not there. Whatever state's next to that.
That's going to be the opening episode, just us gagging.
Yeah. What are they puking about? Ohio.
Shit.
Yeah.
All right, welcome to episode 63 of the Whiskey and Whitetails podcast. Today is March 7th, 2022.
And we are in summer clothes.
We are in summer clothes, dude. It's supposed to be like 80-something degrees today or tomorrow. It's
crazy.
Wild.
It's crazy.
You know what's crazy is that in 2 weeks it's going to get cold again. This is what we call in South Carolina, because we have 17 seasons.
Yeah.
This is...
pre-spring.
Yeah, this is fake spring.
Fake spring.
Yep, and then we're going to have second or third winter, depending on how it's going. And then we have what's called the pollinating.
Well, the pollening's happening now.
Well,
I'm already one sinus infection down.
Yeah, that's the pollinating that happens during fake spring.
Yeah.
That's all the stupid trees that are like, it's
whoops.
time. The smart ones are like,
Not yet.
Not yet, guys. So that's coming.
Yeah, if you can't tell by my voice, I'm already one sinus infection in this year.
Poor Gavin, my oldest son's got allergy stuff really bad. He's been going through immunotherapy, the shots over the last few years and it's helped a lot, but the pollen still just kicks his ass. I feel bad for him, but
It's rough.
Yep.
It's rough.
Stinks. But lots to discuss today.
Yeah.
Lots to talk about. We already did a video about this awesome whiskey, and
It should be out by now already.
Yep. So we wanted to.
No. You go see what we said.
Fine.
You go see.
We're just gonna keep drinking it.
But thanks to Kyle Yelton, Patreon member, as you can see up here, the Patreon name screaming. These are all guys that love us and want to help us and be with us.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. We love you. It. We have a good time. And yesterday was first Thursday, and we forgot.
Oh, we forgot to
forgot our the group therapy session that we do on Patreon.
Oh, is that we're supposed to do first Thursday?
First Thursdays, yeah.
I forgot.
It was our first one. We just forgot. Nobody remembered. So
that's good.
But yeah, we do first Thursdays. So the first Thursday of every month, we do like a group hangout session. Just have, some people smoke cigars, just talk, have a good time.
Yeah, that actually works out. That time works out good for me because that's when those hockey games are. So I'm already I've already said goodnight to the family, sort of checked out, and I can just do that on the way to the rink, and it works out.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Perfect. But go watch this video. It's very good. But
yeah,
Kyle sent us this bottle.
Thank you, Kyle.
Never mind. Barrels. We're wearing a smoke wagon tee today.
Barrels.
Yep. We have a few things to go over. And then we also have Brian Powers, another Patreon member, sent us some 1975 Mac decanter, like the Mac Trucks decanter, Wild Turkey. So Gus and I are going to have these next. And as you know, I am a Wild Turkey fiend.
You are a fan.
I just bought another bottle of early 2000s 101.
Where'd you find that at?
Same guy.
Yeah.
Price went up.
That's how it works.
Yeah. Should have bought them both.
For those of you that have gone back for a second purchase, if you know what I mean.
That's exactly
Price
right.
always goes up.
First one, we're going to hook you up. Second one, like, now you know what I got.
The first one's not always free. Don't listen to that.
No. So I have, I'm going to go ahead. The end of last episode, we discussed my debacle with my bank.
Yeah.
Yep. I was scammed out of all of my money. It was gone. And then we had several people reach out and give us advice and all this stuff. And I guess the point now is that I'm going to tell you what to do because I've figured it out. So I got my money back yesterday, which would be, 14, 15 days of no money. So here's what happens when this happens to you. The bank should take care of it quickly. But if they don't, as another Patreon member pointed out, Drew, he pointed out that they have extra insurance, which I knew. But to get them to admit that they have extra insurance is...
That's the trick.
That's another thing. So I got told multiple times. So last Friday I drove to Florida. So I've spent at least an hour to 3 hours a day since Seawee.
Yeah.
So we're talking
happened during Seawee weekend.
15 hours on the phone.
It's wild.
Trying to get my money back. Friday was the longest one. I was on the phone for 4.5 hours Friday. getting transferred all over the place. Finally got this to a guy that was in charge. He's part of their customer feedback support division. I don't know. And so I'm sitting there and I'm getting dressed. I have a rehearsal dinner at 4. Mm-hmm. So at 3:50, we're finally wrapping this conversation. I had taken a shower with this dude on the phone. Like, I'm just getting ready, you know?
Yeah.
Checked into the hotel, all this stuff, all on the phone with this guy. And he finally goes, all right, look, it's just gone. It's just gone. And so I made some statements that I'm not going to repeat here. And then, because I had been cordial and nice with everybody, and I'm like, there's no way it's just gone. I was like, do you know what this is going to do to my life? You know, years of savings, blah, blah, blah. Years of savings. But
you milked it, though. That's good.
Yeah. And so it just kind of, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to, so I called the cops.
This is so fucking funny. You could not get more serendipitous than this.
Check this out. Hello?
Hello, this is Sheldon calling on behalf of USAA Life Insurance Company. May I speak with Mr.
He's not available currently.
Okay, I understand. Would there be a better time to speak with Mr. Green?
Maybe like 45 minutes.
45 minutes. Okay, great. I will let them know, and we will give a call back. Thank you.
Thanks. You got lucky. USA, you got real lucky.
Yeah, I saw it ringing, and it was behind the bottle, and I was like, and I saw just A at the end, and I was like, no way. Whoa.
Yeah, you got lucky. There. Man, I really thought that was... See, and they haven't called me since they gave me the money back. No call. No conversation at all.
Well, now they gave you your money back, and
yeah, they're like, hey, this guy's got some money.
They know you got some cash to spend on life insurance. That's
this
what
guy
it is.
just hit the lottery. He thought all his money was gone. We gave it back. Now we're going to sell him some life insurance.
Every time I've like sold a house, or whatever, you know, and you get a big deposit in, suddenly you get an uptick in calls and investment folks and financial managers just like, I've already spent it, bro.
Yeah, it's gone. I reinvested. So
yeah, continue, please.
So I'd spoken to the police. I'd spoken to the FBI. I had filed a complaint with Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. These are all things you have to do if this happens to you. And the bank's like, nothing we can do. So the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, I just put in a complaint with them that USA had given my money away and then would not give it back. And they were like, this falls under our jurisdiction. So they filed which we're still going. I'm pressing forward on all this. I'm not stopping. Just because I got the money back, we're not done.
No, you shouldn't.
We're not done. We're going to keep going. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I mean, really. But, I mean, think about it. For 15 days, thinking that all your money's gone. And I'm living on a credit card, you know, just to get gas to go to this wedding.
Which they later just shut off.
They shut it off. They shut it off on the way home.
Yeah, so that was the thing that, out of your story, unfortunately, none of what had happened, it was all awful, but it didn't really surprise me terribly. Until they just closed your...
Yeah. I sent him screenshots of it. It just says accounts unavailable. They just shut everything down.
Yeah.
And the reason why I found out is because they had detected fraud. Like 11 days later.
No shit.
Yeah. 11 days later, there was fraud on my account. So they shut it all down to protect me and the $80 I had to my name.
We took all of your financial access away.
Yep.
Now you're safe.
Now you're safe. No one can take
home,
your remaining $80.
Be a good citizen and just sit. People.
So there's a lot of beeping in this one.
Yeah, sorry guys.
So there's so I call the cop and the cop goes, look, unfortunately, I knew you'd be calling me back. Because I told him, I was like, I'm not worried about it. They're going to give me my money back. And he's like, okay. And so I called him. He's like, unfortunately, I knew that you'd be calling me back because it's not that simple.
Yeah.
And everyone thinks it's that simple. I thought it was that simple. I was like, because for years.
Should be.
We work in cybersecurity. For years, I'm like, I don't care about my passwords. They steal my money. The bank, they're insured.
Yeah.
So the FDIC does not cover fraud. They only cover if the bank fails, they will give you your money back.
Yeah, only up to $250,000.
Correct. Which I didn't have that much in there. But, or did I?
Dun, dun, dun.
But so Monday I came in here and I called, I was like, I'm going to start recording these conversations. So I had so many talks with them. And there was one point where USA Fraud Protection was calling me while I was on hold with USAA. So I merged the two calls. And it was like, I wish I had this recorded. It was, because it was epic. It was like, listen, I just sat back and just let them do it. And so the guy's like, sounds like you're there's hold music. And I'm like, yeah, because you're on hold with USAA. He's like, well, I'm calling from USA. I was like, I know.
I've been on hold for hours.
I was like, you think I'm going to hang up? I've been on hold. This is like a 4-hour conversation. I'm not going to hang up.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in the car with my wife, and she's just like, I made her drive so I could do this. Mm-hmm. And she's just looking over, just shaking her head, just in utter disbelief. So I'm sitting there, And the lady comes back, and the guy goes, just so you know, this is a so-and-so agent from USAA. This call is being recorded prior, And then she's like, oh, yeah, correct. This is from USAA. This call is also being recorded. And I'm just sitting there listening to them go back and forth.
She'd be like, this is Matt Green, soon-to-be former USAA customer. And I'm recording both of you.
Yeah, that's what I told her. I was like, I'm recording both these conversations. I would like it if we can find a resolution. There's 3 of us here working together. And then they were like, well, have you done this? And have you done that? So finally Monday, I call in, and the fraud resolution had been done Monday. And so today's Friday.
Yeah.
So Monday I came in here, I called, and they were like, yeah, we have gone through your fraud, and we found that your case is not fraudulent.
Based on what I see, there was some notes placed yesterday saying that the initial review's been complete and there's no fraud found. Everything on your account is reinstated. However, if I'm understanding correctly, this is due to a fraudulent activity. Is that correct?
Yeah, there must be no fraud found. The $1,000 transferred out of my checking into an account that I had no idea what that is. So that's definitely fraud. And I was like, do tell. And she's like, they just ruled that it wasn't fraud. And I was like, then what was it? I was like, can you go into my checking account and look at the last 3 transactions? The first one is a wire fee for $20. That one's fraudulent. And then the next one after that shows how much money was wired out of my account.
Yeah.
That's also fraudulent. Like I reported that within 48 hours, like you're supposed to. So I found, these are all my notes. So I found, so they have 10 days to investigate and refund, or they can give you a credit and they can push it out to 45 days. It's called a provisional credit.
Right.
The most that I can be responsible for in this entire thing is $50, according to the laws.
Their own policies. And
their own policies on their website. It's like hidden deep. It took me forever to find it. So this happened on the 18th. I called on the 20th, which was 10 days. And she said, sir, it's 10 business days. I said, okay, I'll give you 10 business days, which will be the day this podcast comes out.
Yeah.
I said, I'll give you 10 business days.
Oh, so that was that Sunday that you mentioned, and then Monday was a holiday.
Right.
So, yeah, so technically today would be the 7th business day, since Monday was a holiday.
Okay. The thing I was reading didn't say business days, just said days, but I will accept 10 business days. Because it does say that I need to report within 2 business days. So maybe they just forgot to put business in there.
Oh, well, I'm showing that USA will provide a status update within 10 business days. If we are unable to resolve your dispute within 10 business days, we may issue a provisional credit while we conduct the investigation.
Okay, and today's the 7th, you're saying?
Yeah, today would be the 7th business day because you called Sunday to originally report it, and then Monday was a holiday, so the first business day would have started on...
So we're looking at March 7th now as the 10th day.
But not the 10th business day.
March 7th, yeah. Thursday will be 8, Friday will be 9, March 7th.
Oh, March
Monday.
7th,
Yeah.
7th. Yes.
Okay.
That's correct.
So all this, and then I had to make a new phone phrase. My new phone password is Weller, and the hint was 107 Antique. It doesn't matter. There's no money in there anymore. But yeah, they have a zero liability policy, blah, blah, all this stuff. So that was like the main pieces of it.
Yeah.
And then they were like, well, we're pretty sure we can get your money back now. And I'm like, okay, you just know pretty sure. So this guy, thank you for doing this. He was like, because they said there was no fraud found. He was like, I'm going to add a document to your documents folder, and then I'm going to take it out. And I was like, okay. And he's like, this call is being monitored and recorded. I was like, I'm picking up or putting down, buddy. And so he's like, check your documents. And I open it, and in there, it is a letter from USAA to Wells Fargo with the account number of the account that they transferred the money to.
Yeah.
And it said, we are investigating a fraud on one of our members. So right there, USA admits that there was fraud.
Right.
So I screenshot it. I said, cool, I just screenshot that and sent it to the police because they needed the account number.
Yeah.
They wouldn't give me the account number. I had one of the cops to call in and get it. And I'm like, okay. So I got the account number. I got all this stuff. And then now that document's gone. It's out of my thing. So
you think that guy made a mistake or was doing you a solid?
He's doing me a solid.
That's cool.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So he was actually doing, but I went and started a new bank account with Navy Federal with $5 in quarters because I don't have any money.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah. So I just got the money back. I have my checkbook in my truck, and once we're done, I'm going to Navy Federal, and I'm going to write myself a check and deposit all the money. Because what I've learned is USA was good for a long time, but I think it's because I didn't have any issues. But they give you free ATM fees, so because they don't have any physical locations. They do. I'm just saying,
Texas and just very few places though.
There's one in Baltimore when we used to live there, but they don't have them everywhere. There's like 5 Navy Federals here.
Yeah, they're
so
all
if
over the
something
place.
happens, I can walk into a Navy Federal and
the cool thing about a credit union is that they set up networks amongst themselves. So there's a lot of other credit union ATMs you can use without fees and stuff like that too.
Right.
So what's the punch list that everybody needs to do?
So what you need to do when this happens is you need to report it immediately to the bank.
Yep.
That way, even if because for my case, I reported, the guy didn't do anything. He didn't start a report, but there's proof that I called in within 48 hours.
You got to do it within 48 hours. That's the key.
Otherwise, you can be subject up to $500. It's like every day you wait, you can
You're
lose.
responsible for more of that. Okay.
So you do that. If it's a wire transfers are extremely hard. If it's just credit card fraud, they'll usually just return it. The wire transfer, because the money actually left and they can't get it back, that's a problem. So you need to make sure that they do a reversal of the wire transfer immediately, like the day you notice. You need to file a complaint with the CFPB. You need to file a complaint with your local FBI field office, and you need to file a complaint with your local police department. You need all those case numbers to then give back to the bank, and then that should make you not have to deal with this. And then make sure you're talking to the right people, because if they tell you that the money's just gone, you're not talking to the right guy. I didn't know that. I thought that the money was just gone. I told you, I was like, dude, it turns out it's just gone.
Yeah, that was.
And no one believed me. And I'm like, I had to, like, my wife was sitting next to me and she's in tears, and it was stressful.
Well, yeah, it's definitely stressful because it's a lot of money to just not only just lose the money, but then like, just through conversation, I know that our paychecks are both biweekly, but they fall opposite. So like I got paid today, but you got paid last Friday.
They took it.
They took it.
They took it the day I got paid. They took my paycheck.
That's what I'm saying. Is like you not only, because they closed your accounts, you didn't have the ability to do anything.
I still haven't been paid since then, which is why I've been living on a credit card.
It sucks, man. I felt terrible that you guys were having to deal with that.
I'm
glad you got it found resolution. It just blows my mind that it took so much work.
You wouldn't think,
especially for a company that caters specifically towards veterans and their families. You would think they would be, and normally my experience with USA has always been really good, but man, do better, USA Fraud Department. Do better.
That was terrible. The other thing too, if you need it, if you have USA, I'm sure that no one needs this number, but the actual number that you need is 1-877-762-7256. That is the direct line to the security department, and they are the only ones that can help you. So all the other people I talked to were just morons.
Good to know. Yeah.
So make sure you find the fraud department. Only talk to the fraud department. Don't talk to anyone else, because nobody else knows what's going on. Yeah, lessons learned. Valuable lessons learned. But it's over now, and we can go back to living life. And I hope that never happens to you. Also, they talk to you like you're a complete idiot. Like, well, did you give your social security number? Like, do you think I gave my, you know what? You don't know me. Let me go ahead and explain this. As I go on about how, my day job and I work in this cybersecurity world, and I have multiple certifications, and I take yearly training shoved down my throat. Don't say anything. Like I beeped. I'm sure I beeped when they said my first name.
Sure.
I know I did. I'm going to beep the first name out so you didn't hear that. Like, I don't ever say anything like that. I'll probably beep this too, so you don't know that was my first name. but yeah, it's crazy that, no. So this was a very good scam, as we said in the last episode. They did a great job, and I figured it out. When they called me, they did not need me at all. When they called the scam people, when they called me, what they were doing is trying to get me from looking at my bank account.
Oh, they were distracting you from looking at.
They were like, "Hey, we saw this happen. We're putting a stop to it. Don't worry about it. We're sending you new cards." Because then that got them through Friday.
Yeah.
Saturday's the weekend. Sunday, Monday was a holiday, so they knew that I couldn't do anything until Tuesday.
So not only was it executed well from a from a social engineering perspective, but logistically, like the timing and everything was well thought
That's
out.
another thing I learned too is 3-day weekends. There's a lot of fraud that happens because
makes
they
sense.
know they don't come back till Tuesday.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's crazy. All right.
Yeah, okay.
So this is a 1975. Let me make sure that's right. He's the only one that would know. Yeah. The bottle was issued 1975. First issue limited edition 75th anniversary commemorative Mack Trucks Wild Turkey. And you get your whole bottle. I get a whole bottle.
Ooh, fancy. Thanks, Brian.
Yes, thank you, Brian. Like the color. And I don't know much about it. I don't know if it's 101 or 86, 8 or...
I'm going to go with a lighter pour here.
Yeah?
I think Brian... Do you think he would
Go on.
accept a nickname like B-Rye
B-Rye?
or Bry?
Bry?
B-Money?
B-Money. I feel like that probably was that's a pretty cool bottle. I was looking up what it looked like.
Oh, okay.
It is 101 proof. All right.
Nice.
I'll throw the pictures up here. So it's just not just me staring at the phone.
Ooh,
That's pretty cool.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Got the Big Mac
Yeah,
truck.
got the Big Mac, the Bulldog.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So let's see what we got here. I got to clear my nose out. My sinus infection. Oh, I got strep throat too.
Great.
Let's go over now. I'm
That's
not
fun.
contagious, as they say.
That's
I got
good.
a Z-Pack. You ever had a Z-Pack?
Yes.
Never had
You know
one.
my dad was?
Yes, true.
When I went to college, he made me a box. It was a white cardboard box. He just drew a red cross, medical cross on the top, and he just packed it with everything a college student could possibly need.
Well, I've heard Z-Packs are good for STDs.
Antibiotics, penicillin, Z-Packs,
Penicillin,
you name it.
yeah. It smells like my favorite thing in the world,
Yeah.
which is Old Turkey.
So when I would get sick, I'd call him up and be like, yo, this is what I got going on. He'd be like, open the box. Do you see this? I'm like, no. He's like, it's a pill. It looks like, there it is. He's like, follow the instructions. And he had little stickers with the name and the instructions on it. Because
Nice.
when he would deploy, he would take everything out of the bottles and put them in these little plastic bags and so it'd pack easier. And that's what he did. It was great. So yeah, so I've definitely taken Z-Packs. And they're fantastic.
The only thing I know about them is they were killing people that had COVID. Apparently, you can't take it with COVID.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I think COVID was and fatness was killing people with COVID,
It's
and I think
possible.
they were looking for something to blame it on.
Hey, I got COVID. I'm pretty fat. I did all right.
Same.
This is good. Oh my god, dude! There's just something about Old Turkey. This is very medicinal almost.
A little. It's
It has like a cough syrup aftertaste. Not the bad way, just like the medicinal.
It's
but
got a
like
long finish.
very long. You know, this tastes different than the other old turkeys that we have. This is definitely the oldest of the turkeys.
This is the oldest gobbler
The oldest.
of the turkeys.
Yeah.
It smells good. I like the smell a lot.
I like this a lot. Thank you, Brian.
Thanks, Brian. Thank you, sir.
Man, we've been drinking for free all day.
All day long.
All right. Let's get the show started.
Yeah.
Let's plug it up.
You want to do a plug?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to need that in a minute. I'm going to grab that and we'll play the...
It's time for the pod of the week.
So this is a multi-plug episode.
Okay.
So anyways, some inappropriate jokes came to mind. The first plug is backyard napalm.
Backyard napalm.
If you've ever made backyard napalm, I don't know why you would, but I've been watching a lot of social media.
We can't explain how to make.
No, I will.
Okay.
I will explain in
Just tell a
very
story of what
vaguely,
these
yeah.
kids were doing.
So basically, I've been following, as many of you have, I'm sure, stuff going on in Ukraine, and I have been genuinely impressed and oddly proud of the civilian population,
Yeah.
and how they have reacted. Many have left, understandably. Women, a lot of children. Don't blame them a bit. There are a lot of men and women who have stayed, taken up arms, and are going about doing what they can to defend their country. Like when you watch the movie Red Dawn, those things happening in America, I like to picture and imagine that what the Ukrainian people are doing is what we would do as a people. I'm not confident that would happen for the majority, but these guys are getting together and making homemade like spike strips for the roads. Unarmed populations are getting together and building up huge roadblocks ahead of the big convoy that's coming in. All kinds of stuff. The one that I saw that really blew my mind, at first glance, it looks like just a regular like neighborhood community get together in the park. And it turns out wives, kids, everybody is together and they're making backyard napalm into like Molotov cocktails. And so napalm, as you know, is napalm. And these kids are like, they got like this
tray full of packing peanuts,
something. And the kids are helping load bottles, and then like the adults are pouring in some other stuff, and they just got this like neighborhood thing going on. And you could, if it wasn't wartime over there, you could take all the stuff they're doing and replace it with hamburgers and hot dogs or whatever they do in the Ukraine to barbecue and hang out in the neighborhood. But instead,
baklava,
whatever. Instead, they're getting together and putting
chimney cakes. No, that's Hungarian.
Russian vodka to good use. I'll say, and it's just been. It sucks to see what's going on over there and the whole political thing between the Ukrainian government and military, and what the governments and what the governments decide to do with their militaries. That's what those folks signed up for. That's their choice. It's the civilian population that always ends up getting stuck with the brunt of. And so seeing them do the stuff they have has been encouraging to see. And I honestly think it's a large part of why the invasion has stalled the way it has. All that aside, that wasn't the main plug. This video is, and I want you to listen to it because this is the mayor in Ohio for this city, and they're discussing and debating at this city council meeting whether or not to allow ice fishing from shanties on frozen ponds. And for those that don't know, you go ice fishing, you bring your stuff out, you drill a hole, and you can ice fish. And some states, they allow shanties when the lake stays frozen or the river stays frozen for months at a time. You can
If you've ever seen Grumpy Old Men.
Exactly, right? So just listen to this mayor talk about this.
It is the fire and EMS folks and perhaps the police department that all have to engage
Hudson,
on a moment's
Ohio.
notice should there be an incident. Additionally, if you open this up to ice fishing, while on the surface it sounds good, then what happens next year? Does someone come back and say, I want an ice shanty on Hudson Springs Park for X amount of time? And if you then allow ice fishing with shanties, then that leads to another problem. Prostitution. Now you've got the police chief and the police department involved.
How?
I don't know, man, but he made such a wild jump to like, look, we have fishing going on, we have regulations. Fire and EMS are going to have to, implement new policies related to rescues and things involving ice shanties. But let's not stop there. Don't forget prostitution. It's like, what?
I would like to see the trail of thought on how he went, unless he's like speaking in the royal sense of if you start a community, there will one day become violence.
Sure, maybe, but I just thought that was so funny, and he was just like, leads to one last thing, and he was super serious, and he was like, prostitution.
Like
the guy next to him was like,
and you support this guy. This is your
me?
plug, yeah.
No, I think it's funny. That's why it's my plug.
Okay.
Because I don't believe
it's the relief. You don't believe that ice fishing shanties will lead to prostitution.
No. I believe
study.
that prostitution will go wherever it wants to go.
I have a case study that proves that ice shanties, due to the hole in the ground, a lot of tension.
Whatever, man.
That's so stupid.
I've listened to that video more than once, and I laughed just as hard every time.
I just still can't wrap my head around how.
I don't know. He didn't go any justification. He just said prostitution. Yeah.
Sounds fun. We should still have a clip show.
Prostitution.
He's just so matter of fact about it. Anyways,
We should have a button for that, for prostitution.
prostitution. I can clip it out. Prostitution. Anyways, that was the plug of the week. So by this point, hopefully everybody checked out the Seaweed Spotlight episode with Ryan.
Ryan. Yep.
That was fun. We have another one coming out this week as well. Which one are we doing? The Brown Foreman one, or
Yep. I think we're gonna do the Brown Foreman one. Yep.
So that'll be
That's the one I've
good.
been Prepping.
Yep, keep an eye out for that. Those are gonna be coming out on Thursdays. Let's see here. We have so in Kansas. I was perusing the Whitetail News magazine, and a couple episodes back we had talked about prepping for whitetail season and things like that. And this was I thought was a great example of why prepping is important. So these guys bought a 16-acre tract of land, and the guy works for Whitetail Properties. So
Yeah.
you know,
This is the guy we met.
no, this isn't the guy we met. This is a different guy. Last name's O'Connor,
O'Connor.
and the family.
Remember that? Oh, code word for this week's episode is going to be.
Shillelagh.
No. This week's episode code word is going to be something. So like O'Connor, O'Malley, O.
Just write
Yeah.
any word.
Any word, put an O in it.
O apostrophe in it. And
O apostrophe word. Yeah, it's your. That's your word of the week. Wow, I forgot to mention that early. Sorry.
Thanks for listening this long.
Yeah.
We're gonna start doing that. We're gonna sprinkle them in wherever we want, so we keep you listening.
Well, because I mean, we're giving stuff away, so
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyways, so these guys bought a 16-acre tract of land, and so Whitetail Property has a deal with Whitetail Institute, who makes seed and feed and things like that for properties to plant. Worked out with them and got some. Anyways, they put a bunch of work into their food plots, and they killed 3 bucks. And I'm not gonna read. Basically, I'm not gonna regurgitate the whole article. You can just Google, Whitetail News, Kansas 530. Just Google that and you'll find the article. But they put all this work in these food plots, dude. And they killed 3 giants. The guy and his 2 brothers, or is his brother and his dad? I can't remember. But the gross antler score between all 3 bucks was 530 inches.
Jesus. Wow.
Yeah, it was like 180 inch. It was like 280 something inches, and then one that was over 200, I think, or whatever. I don't remember the math, but it was.
That's a great plug
giant.
for Whitetail Properties.
Yeah, so there's a plug of the week: Whitetail Properties and Whitetail Institute. Go check out their feed and stuff for your food plots if you're planting food plots this year. They have some good information in that particular magazine of frost seeding as well. Frost seeding is a process where you purposely plant when the ground is frosted.
Yeah.
It
I put that together.
provides a delayed response to the growth and allows the stuff that's alive now to die and help in the process and germination of those seeds. But yeah, that was interesting. 530 and after one season, $3 totaling 530 inches.
We need to buy land next to their land.
Yeah, it's in Kansas.
Yeah.
So it's good. It's good whitetail area.
Yeah, we've been told they're in Texas. I think Texas is probably the move
I like Texas.
for buying property for hunting.
You could just move to Texas.
I wouldn't be against that, to be honest with you. I think, yeah, West Texas, like where I was at,
Yeah.
I liked it out there. Yeah, no, we should move all over the place. We should just win the lottery and have several houses.
Just have properties everywhere.
We could just swap out. Like you live in Texas for a while, I'll live in Kentucky, we'll live in Charleston. We'll just move around.
just move around. That's
Yeah.
a good idea.
Get a place in. I can't even say it. Not there. Whatever state's next to that.
That's gonna be the opening episode. Just us gagging.
Yeah. What are they puking about? Ohio. Yeah. All right. We yeah, the episode of Ryan Kerr was really good, and I actually clipped his snake story.
No, did
and
you?
I'm
That's
gonna
good.
have that come out probably tomorrow afternoon, which will be it's out now.
That's a good story though.
Yeah, it was a good story. It's a big snake. There's huge pictures.
it was a very big snake.
He also sent us. I haven't opened them yet because once you open them, then you have to frame them. Mm-hmm. But he sent us 6 prints, 3
Nice.
for in here, and then 3 for the hunt club.
Yeah.
Like, what a nice guy.
He's a very nice guy. Super down to earth. He's done some great work with some great companies, and he talks all about it on the podcast, so go check that out. But the kind of person who could have every reason and every right to be like, I don't have time for you guys.
Yeah.
And he wasn't. He was super nice, super pumped to hang out, and remembered the last time we'd hung out, which we weren't sure if he would remember, but that was cool. So it was a good episode, and I think you guys will like the Brown Foreman one as well. It's very informative. There's a lot of good info in that.
Yeah.
also.
We went over Ford's Gin, which I tell you what, I get excited about whiskey, as you know. But if I see Ford's Gin somewhere, I have to show like the store owner or something, like, check this out. I have to flip it over and show them the bottle.
Right.
It's super cool.
It is cool.
Smart idea. And I feel like we've talked about this already.
And I think we did maybe mention it a little bit, but the more I watch and read and you watch videos of other people who are distillers, people who are really into the science behind whiskey or bourbon and things like that, I find that they all have a very healthy appreciation for gin and the process of making gin as well.
Yeah.
So
It's good stuff. Went to a liquor store yesterday and the guy had
liquor?
tequila.
Don Julio, what was that?
Yeah, the Reserva, Grand Reserve or something. It's like $560 a bottle, but it's like $1,000 a bottle online. He got it for $560, but he bought like 10 bottles and shipped them back or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But I was talking to him, and he got the new Redbreast 21 in.
Really?
And I had seen the Redbreast 21 somewhere recently, and it was like $2.99 or something. I was like, man, but his bottle was like a wooden box with like a velvet leather case on it. It was very nice. And I was like, he's like, do you know how much these are? And I was like, I just saw one for $2.99. He was like, my cost is higher than that.
Whoa.
Where'd you get it at? And I was like, well, it was in a different box. He's like, maybe it's an older one. He's like, because this year's release, the cost for the liquor store was higher than $2.99.
Damn.
It's nuts. It's crazy.
That's a lot of money for...
Yeah. For an Irish whiskey. Not talking trash about Irish whiskey. We like a lot of Irish whiskeys. I'm not gonna pay that much money for anything. Says the guy that just paid that much for an old Carter bottle.
Well, I mean, value is relative.
Yeah.
You have older stuff that's interesting and you pay some money for it, but a brand new bottle that just came out.
That's what I'm talking about. That old Carter was a brand new bottle.
Oh, was it?
It was the one GA. They made like 560 of them or something. But I was like, because I've been looking at old Carter as my next thing. Because you know how we go to liquor stores when we travel, and we see it all the time, and we never buy it.
Yep.
I wonder if we made a mistake.
There's a handful of those bottles that I think we tend to pass up.
Yeah. I wonder if we've made a mistake, though. Or if they're just growing and trending right now. Because all I see now is Old Carter. Everybody's posting it all the time.
How much is a bottle of Old Carter?
The one, I don't, not cheap. I don't know. They don't sell it here. So
we haven't really followed up with what we said we were going to do either in terms of finding that next unicorn bottle or rainbow, whatever we want to call it, that's under that like $30 mark. Yeah.
I don't know that we'll be able to do it now with the $30 mark.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I think that those days are gone.
Especially with
7.5% inflation.
Well, gas prices going up damn near. They're estimating $5 a gallon in the next couple of weeks, dude. You're gonna have to tack on $10 or $15 to whatever bottles you buy just for the gas you're burning driving around.
How much is gas now? I buy fuel. So
you buy. I
have no idea how much gas is.
I don't know. I can't remember the amount, but I know I filled my. Huh?
Nothing.
What'd you say?
Your white privilege is showing.
Well, I see the total cost at the end.
Yeah.
But I filled my truck up. It's got a 24-gallon tank or something like that, and it had an eighth of a tank when I filled up, and it was $75.
Yeah, I'm hitting 100.
Oh, I know you are.
My pump cuts off at 100.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
It actually cuts off at 75 some of the places I go, which I'm like, who cuts it off at 70? You're like, nobody can fill their tank for $75.
Not anymore.
Yeah. Diesel was $2.89 for years.
Yeah.
And now it's like $4.50.
Dude, it's not the podcast. Not the time, not the place.
Would you guys be interested in a podcast where we wear face masks and just complain all the time?
Or maybe we don't do a video version. It's
Just us talking.
It's just audio, and it's
because we have a lot to complain about. We just choose not to do it here because it's not the.
we have many things that we would discuss and say and talk. Yeah, that would be fun.
Anywho, yeah. So we have that going on. The market's going to start back up.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That'll be fun.
The meeting was interesting, but yeah, that's starting up again soon.
Is it still like a carnival?
Oh, dude, the range of people that were there was so good. So good.
If I didn't have strep throat, I would have definitely been there
It
just to
was-
see.
So a couple of things, a couple of takeaways. It was held at this bar and restaurant. She said open bar, but you got to pay for your drinks, which just meant that the
bar was
open.
Yeah.
So the whiskey selection sucked, so I ended up drinking Four Roses on the rocks, which actually wasn't bad. I don't mind Four
Do you
Roses.
like Four Roses?
I don't historically.
I don't.
But I had it. I had a double on the rocks and with basically some water in it and
Yeah.
chilled. It wasn't bad. It was
Yeah.
tolerable. It was the reason I got it is because it was the only one that they had up there that I hadn't had in a while, and I was like, well, let me just try it. But the market's starting. They have a lot more vendors than they did last year.
Dude, I can tell just by the sign up list.
Yeah, you
It's
saw that sign up list.
huge.
It's huge. They are the booths. You know, you and I walk through, and there was oftentimes, you'd have one of the buildings almost half empty. Dude, it's going to be slammed.
Yeah.
And we can put, last year we got a big booth every weekend because we wanted one. She said you can put the request in, but it's first come, first served. So there's a good chance we don't get big booths this year at certain times, which isn't a huge deal. We always had a lot of extra space.
Yeah.
It was nice to have.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a good season. I think a lot of the folks will taper off when they realize that
For sure.
it's a bit of a grind.
When it gets hot.
Parking is going to be way different.
Yeah.
It's going to be a nightmare. And I think it's going to be good, though. I think they are apparently they didn't do much advertising last year. But they're apparently doubling down and doing some more advertising this year to get more people out and raise awareness about the night market. So we'll see. It should be good, though. There were a lot of a lot of new faces, a lot of new vendors. Because we're
OGs at this
we're
point.
vets.
Yeah.
Dude, they did a thing because they had a meeting with new vendors, and for whatever reason we were considered new because we hadn't been there for a full year, even though they didn't say anything.
I didn't think that we had to go to that one. I thought we were the next one.
I thought we were too, but she kept saying if you've been at the market less than a year, you need to come. So I went back there anyways. It was all the same information. The biggest takeaway was what I told you. More vendors, signups are gonna go quicker. So, but the
Did she bring up that we couldn't finish out because we had no product?
no, I was gonna do it myself.
She knew that.
She was asking. She asked for certain people's feedback on how the year went, and if she asked me, because I had my hoodie on so you could see, and
You had your colors out?
yeah, I was flying my colors, and I was gonna tell her I was, just as for folks who are unsure about this experience, what I was gonna say was that our experience at the market led to two things. One, it led to us growing a customer base that even though we didn't make sales that day, people took cards and made purchases during the holidays. And as a result, we were so busy during the holidays, we had no inventory that we could even bring to the market. We were so busy filling online orders we couldn't keep up with that we would have had nothing to even bring to the market. And I was going to say on top of that, the publicity and being out in front helped us get a spot at Seawee, and I was going to explain that alone, was a game changer for us in terms of business. But I didn't get the opportunity, and I didn't want to just approach her and be like, "This is how awesome we are." So I didn't say anything. The only thing I was going to ask her, she was so busy, was if she could add my email and my number to the chain so that you don't have to keep taking screenshots and sending stuff to me. But other than that, it's mostly the same. There's a lot of people. She asked when the whole group was together that there are a handful of people who have been there like 8 years. There's some others who have been there longer who don't have to go to those meetings apparently. But there's a lot of folks there who have been there a long time.
I bet. Yeah, I bet. And I got John. Oh, you're on that email.
Yeah,
So
for dinner.
Yep. So we're taking everybody that had to do with us going to Seawee. We're taking them all to a place called Our Kitchen, which if you're ever in Charleston, it saved me a long time to just say, this is the place.
Yeah.
Our Kitchen it's R, like the letter R, Kitchen. Mm-hmm. It stands for Rutledge Kitchen, but they have two, one downtown, one in West Ashley. The one in West Ashley is the one I like the most.
Yeah.
But it's every night. You just tell them, do you have any meal restrictions? And you say no. And then you have no idea what you're eating. You show up, and it's complimentary wine, whatever, and you can bring alcohol if you want.
Oh, nice.
We probably will. But they just make like a 5-course meal, and it's unbelievably good.
Full portions or like a tasting meal?
You'll be full.
Tasting course, yeah.
You will be full.
That's cool.
Andy didn't finish hers. I finished mine and was miserable. It's so good, man. And they're entertaining. They talk and
it's cool.
Get along.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about...
So I saw the pictures. Are you sitting in front of where they're cooking, or is that just where they prep your plates and stuff? Or
no, they
both?
cook in the back, and they bring the cooked stuff out, and then they prep the plates right in front of you,
That's
and then
cool.
they hand it to you.
Awesome.
So you get to watch them do like how they drizzle plates.
Yeah, do the
and you get to
fancy
learn.
stuff, yeah.
Which
That's
like
cool.
the Oreos I made,
Yeah.
I learned that spoon drizzle from him. Like you take chocolate with and you just shake the spoon, and it makes that drizzle.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. It's like a show.
I do that with sour
not.
cream on my nachos.
That's a good story.
Table cream, Mexican table cream. Just
Mexican table cream?
Let it drizzle. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta put your pinky up when you do it, though.
I put my pinky up a lot unintentionally.
Yeah.
I think I used to started doing it as a joke, and then it just became like.
But now you're full, like. That's got to come out, right?
Yeah.
That's okay.
44 minutes. There's a lot to cut on this one. Jesus.
No, there's not.
I'm gonna have to actually listen to the whole thing. Make sure you cut my name out. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and hit the. Let me get prepped up here.
Yeah, this one's gonna take a little extra time to edit. That's all
All right.
right.
Speaking of that, John just emailed me. My wife's pregnant, so that's the only restriction. No restrictions. All right. Wasn't that weird? That's twice now that. All right.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
see.
the serendipity.
All right, so go ahead and hit it.
Random fact of the week.
This week's Random Fact of the Week is brought to you by the Whiskey and Whitetails podcast, which you can go to whiskeyandwhitetails.com, use code podcast, save 20% on everything in the store. That's pretty good. So the random fact, because we had this Irish whiskey and it's Irish season, and I have a 4-leaf clover on my arm
You're so Irish.
because of these things. So Mac, if you see someone's name, Mac means son of. So for instance, my supervisor's name is Mac Cafferty, so he's the son of the Cafferty, which sounds worse. O means grandson, so like O'Malley,
Yeah.
grandson of O. But I really just wanted to play this.
Nessie, Morrison, Shaughnessy, Reardon, and Rooney, they'll tell you the same. McNulty, Mulrooney, and Cotter, and Clooney all feel the same mixture of pride and of shame. Finnegan, Hannigan, Kelly, and Flanagan look to the ground when their dad passes by. Cafferty, Rafferty, Joyce, and O'Lafferty fight for his honor and then start to cry.
It's, what a ridiculous show.
Oh, we Irish lads are all infirm and our moods infect us like a germ, 'cause we're all the spawn of a pickled sperm. And we don't tan well either, from a drunken Irish dad.
Fade her out.
That was good.
Yeah, I love me some Family Guy, and I love Irish season. So I figured that
Irish
would be a
season's
fun one.
drinking season.
Yeah, drinking season. Irish drinking season. And that was the random fact of the week.
That was good. Mac. So that's common in some other. So like I think it's Norwegian. Like they put. Yeah. Anyways.
No, go ahead.
Well, so
We're down this road.
I know. Have you ever seen some of the last names from that area where it's like Sigmundsson
Yeah.
or David's daughter?
I spent several weeks in Norway.
And
in
so
Oslo.
like so they actually just put like your name is Matt
Danielson
and your dad's name was David
is Chris.
Or I know it was.
David's my uncle.
Yes.
Hopefully they're not listening.
No, I know whose names are. I was using David because I already used that word.
Oh.
But they actually just put like
David's son.
your last name.
Yeah.
Your last name is basically your father's name, and then whether you're the daughter or the 45 minutes on the dot.
Yeah, on the dot. USA.
Yeah, because it's we're 48 minutes into this podcast.
Yeah, I think we're through it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's funny. But yeah, in Norway, it's like if your name is, if you're a female and your name is, Amanda, and your dad's name was David, you would be Amanda David's daughter.
Amanda David's daughter.
I just think it's funny.
It is funny.
Anyways, sorry.
No, there's
No, I'm
nothing
sorry.
to.
I'm
what are you sorry for?
Just because.
You're too hard on yourself, Gus.
That's for you.
Oh, what did I do?
You breathe.
The f did I do?
I don't know. Fucking bleep it out.
Yeah. What are you doing this weekend?
So today I've got to head back home after this. Gavin is at National Youth Leadership Training this weekend and another weekend in March. Something they do for scouts.
Are you going to get him political and make him like a senator or something? Is that his? Or you just teach him how to be a good man?
No, I'm just teaching him how to be a good, capable citizen. Whatever he chooses to do is on him. But he has these opportunities available to him, and I think they're helpful. And it's stuff that he enjoys. He volunteered. He didn't have to go. So
it's good that he's into this stuff.
He's getting ready to take over as a senior patrol leader for the entire patrol, which is they use a chain of command similar to the military. They have patrols, and each patrol has a patrol leader and assistant patrol leader, and then over the whole troop is a senior patrol leader and assistant senior patrol leader. So he's getting ready to take over as the senior patrol leader for the entire troop. So this leadership training should help him hopefully with that. It's also a way for him to set himself apart with scholarship applications, college applications. If he goes that route, he's well on pace to make Eagle Scout before he turns 18. So those, Eagle Scout along with some leadership training, service hours, things like that. Those are things that I didn't have coming out of high school.
And look at you.
Yeah. I did okay.
Yeah.
So hopefully those things
jail.
help him out, and if nothing else, give him some life experience with dealing with other people and things like that. So other than that, I am this weekend going to be working on all kinds of stuff.
Sounds like it.
I was just going through my mental list of those things, trying to think of what people would find interesting on this podcast, and most of it's just family stuff. And probably take the wife out Saturday, go do something, have
some cocktails.
I actually have some things that I'm trying to I've been putting off. As a family guy, I have like emergency preparedness, emergency response type.
No, nobody
things
cares
I
about
try
that.
to do. I know they don't, but spend some time this weekend getting some of that stuff.
Getting my aspirin ready and my guns loaded.
No, none of that kind of stuff.
I think I'm going to open a pool this weekend.
Are you?
I think so. Not that I ever closed it.
My kids have been asking about
Come on.
when can we go back to Mr. Matson swim in the pool.
Come on. Anytime.
They would go in 30-degree weather.
Come right now. It's going to be 80 today.
Yeah.
I got to, what's funny about live oaks is they don't shed their leaves when they're supposed to. Like they just did it. It's March. Like they just now dropped their leaves, and I have a live oak in my backyard. So my pool
covered in leaves.
Yeah, it's so much so that I have to turn the pump off because if I let it run, it'll clog up.
Yeah,
because it'll overpower the filter. But so like every day I'm back there. But I think last night was the final push because I'm watching the trees and now they're all green. There's no brown in there.
Yeah. That's a brown and green joke.
That was funny.
That's our last names, by the way, if you didn't know.
Green, he's brown. So now they're all green, no more brown. So I think that we're done.
It's funny.
Clogging up the filter. And
I'll bring some more browns to throw in your pool.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, bring the browns over to clog up the drains.
Yeah, bring the browns to the pool.
Yeah. And I have an Old Elk Infinity bottle.
Oh, nice.
That we can open as well. We might do that on a podcast, actually. Some stuff I like to keep just for me.
Good, you should.
I mean, you're welcome to have it. I don't want to make a video out of it.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, other than that, man, just...
I also got new cables for the golf carts. Now the golf cart, I clocked in at 27 miles per hour.
Vroom, vroom.
It's moving, bro.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fast enough. You posted a Snapchat or something the other day, and you were
the
going,
tires?
You were going fast enough that the tires were going, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's booking it.
Yeah, moving. 27 miles. Well, it's probably closer to 28.
It doesn't seem that fast in a vehicle, but in a golf cart.
No, in a golf cart, you're flying.
You got no seat belts, all the air rushing by you. You're like, wow, this is actually clipping right along.
Well, cars won't pass me anymore. They used to, because you do 12, 12, 14 miles per hour, and cars would just blow by you. But now, the speed limit's 30, I'm doing 27. They kind of
close enough.
They just wait.
Yeah. You drive
I'll
around.
get over.
How far? What's the furthest you go in the golf cart?
I go pretty far. I go all the way to Fam's and get pizza and beer.
No shit.
Yeah. There's
no, like, can you
5
get pulled over?
restaurants. No,
Really?
not in South Carolina. As long as I don't drive down Folly Road. If I cross Folly Road, I can. As long as I'm 30, I think it's 35 and below, you can take a golf cart on it in South Carolina.
Interesting.
So it's registered and all that. There's nothing to worry about.
Well,
But I think there's like 5 restaurants I can go to in the golf cart. And a liquor store now. 2 liquor stores now. I can go to 2 liquor stores now. They just opened a new one. And Publix. I can go get ice. Go twice the ice. I can actually go to 2 different twice the ice.
But you don't take Folly Road.
No, I just cross over and then take.
So you take back roads
Gimbal.
until you get to where your cross is. You got to cross and just hop over. Smart.
Take neighborhoods, cut through neighborhoods, and then cross.
I've taken the back roads in those neighborhoods to get to, what's that road that comes out? There's a grocery store and a Taco Bell on Folly.
Yeah.
I think it comes out close to there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've taken that road before.
Yep. That's usually in the summer when everything's backed up. Work.
Way too late in the evening to be in work calls.
Yeah, for real.
Not answering that.
Nope.
Not on a Friday.
Yeah, but I'm excited for the weekend. So it's pretty chill podcast. We covered some good things. We had our plugs and the things, and then
Facts and the whiskey.
And if you made it this long, our next Patreon giveaway is coming out in April. I got a little something. Possibly. Also,
did you already buy it?
Yeah.
Nice.
We have another patron. It should be here tomorrow. I'll get it to you.
All right.
Ryan is sending us pipes, both of us, and he asked me my favorite pipe tobacco. I was like, Frogmorton, which they haven't made. When I was in Afghanistan, that's what I smoked. And I haven't had it in many years. They don't even exist. He's like, just so you know, this stuff is old. Don't be a dick. Yeah. Treat it with reverence.
Treat it nice, yeah. That's cool, man.
And I'm like, dude, that's super nice of you. But he's sending us a bunch of apparently hard to get pipe tobacco.
That's sweet. I haven't smoked a pipe in a long time. I'd love to pick one back up. I actually prefer the smell of pipe tobacco over cigar tobacco.
Yeah, for sure. I like pipe tobacco. I smoked pipe for quite some time. Pipe and cigars, I just smoked them all the time.
Yeah.
He's sending us pipes. He's like, I've got some pipes that I just feel bad that they sit around and nobody uses them.
Yeah.
So he's sending us both a pipe.
Cool.
And some tobacco. That's very nice of him.
Yeah, it is very nice of him. I was never good at, well, at least I thought I wasn't good at smoking pipes. And I think that's why I eventually sort of tapered off. But as I've gotten older and I realized that it's common to have to relight it. It's common to all those things that I thought
once you figure it out.
Yeah.
Once you figure it out, it's which I can share some tips.
There's a guy
I smoked a lot of pipes.
This guy that walks around my neighborhood, and he walks around reading a book and smoking a pipe.
There's a guy in our neighborhood that
just walks like that. It's weird.
Speed walks, smokes a cigar.
Nice.
And it's funny shit. In the summertime, he's sweating. And he's just like, and Andy and I are like, geez. He knows he looks ridiculous, but that's what he likes to do.
Oh man, that's funny. Well,
if this was anything other than Wild Turkey, I'd say let's finish it. But I'm gonna enjoy this.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. You got anything else?
Nope, nothing else. Until next time.
Hasta luego.
Toodles.
Yeah, you should definitely hear an update by then at the latest. But again, I'm sorry that you're having to deal with this, and thank you for your patience. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I know it's not your fault. I don't want to get angry with you.
Yeah, and there's just a lot of notes here from different days and a lot of details, so I just wanted to read through that.
Yeah, and I've tried to be very thorough, just so there's no question.
Right. Which, yeah, as you should be.
Okay. I think that's all I'll do today then. It's my hour a day.
Alrighty. Oh, geez.
Yeah. It's all right. It's worth it to get the money back, you know.
Oh, yeah, that's a good chunk of change.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
Alrighty, thank you. Take care.
All right. Bye.